Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FBC News. Tonight, 2 die within hours in separate road accidents. Road engineers working on repairing potholes. An NGO continues to rebuild homes 6 months after TC Winston. Two people died within hours of each other in separate road accidents today. The driver of this Toyota Prius died instantly after being hit by an ambulance rushing to the scene of another accident. It's believed the ambulance was overtaking the other vehicle when the accident occurred in Vaisari outside Lami. Both vehicles landed in a ditch by the Queen's Highway. A passenger from the private vehicle and 2 people from the ambulance are admitted in hospital. Now, meanwhile, a 54-year-old man died in a road accident in Ba early this morning. The man was traveling toward Ba town with 3 passengers when his vehicle allegedly veered onto the opposite lane and collided with an oncoming twin cab. Driving instructors have been put on notice by the Land Transport Authority. Investigations are underway into reports of corruption surrounding the issuance of driver's licenses, and some driving schools have also been implicated. Edwin Nunn reports.
It's emerged that some driving instructors are helping learners obtain licenses without going through the required course.
In the case where there is collusion between the instructors and the driving school, there is somebody there, the technology, to do some verification before we will finally give a yes and a no. After they gone through their training with the driving school, they will come back to LTA, they will go through the computer test again. Okay, no human interaction. Then, if they pass that, then our driving instructors will carry out the practical driving test.
The Land Transport Authority introduced a new system which required every learner to complete certain hours with a registered driving instructor before sitting a driving test. Permanent Secretary Transport Paul Bailey says there are some glaring irregularities which has the authorities concerned.
Some of them have very high success rates and others have quite low success rates, so you kind of draw your own conclusions why one school might have a 99 or 100% success rate with their students, and you start to think after a while what's going on.
LTA Chief Executive Naisa Twinadeva says their information indicates that a handful of teachers are helping obtain illegal licenses. Any instructor who undermines LTA's requirements will be referred to FICAC and police for investigations. Edwin Nunn, FBC News.
More than 80 communities have been assisted with water, sanitation and hygiene services following Tropical Cyclone Winston. The assistance is being provided by Habitat for Humanity Fiji, which has secured $6.5 million from various donor agencies. Pranita Prakash reports.
The non-government organization has reached out to more than 35,000 individuals with emergency shelter kits after Tropical Cyclone Winston 6 months ago. The focus now is on restoring water and sanitation in the affected areas.
We started out with the provision of emergency toilets, pit latrines, to help communities that were experiencing sanitation issues after TC Winston. We're in the middle of that project, building over 300 of these units, going into communities where they had flush toilets, and we're repairing those toilets, and water systems. A lot of communities, rural communities, have had their water systems damaged. We are fixing existing water systems and also bringing in new water systems as well.
The Habitat for Humanity was one of the first charity groups on the ground, helping rebuild homes and provide basic necessities. Latniara says they have also started to train local carpenters on how to build safer homes.
We are conducting Build Back Safer training. What we're doing is we're building a structure, a house, and in the process we're training community members, community carpenters and homeowner builders. These are the people who are going to end up building the majority of the homes in the rural areas. And so we thought that if we can bring a little bit more stronger building techniques, more resilient cyclone resilient building techniques, that the next time around people's homes would be stronger.
The Habitat for Humanity has also secured funds to build close to 200 homes in Fiji. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The United Kingdom will continue to support all Fijians in the years to come. That's the commitment of outgoing UK High Commissioner to Fiji, Roderick Drummond, who returns home this week. Senia Nimboila has more.
The British envoy says the UK is currently engaged in strengthening ties with Fiji, and this has been on top of the agenda for some time now. Roderick Drummond says Fiji has a lot to gain.
Think of the links with civil society. So many different organisations in the UK that are engaged here, like Think Pacific and volunteering, and Children of Fiji doing kindergarten work, and PhysioNet UK providing support for disabled. We've been able to help those organisations improve what they can do and do more in Fiji, and that's really important to help keep the people-to-people links fresh.
Drummond says United Kingdom is interested in assisting the disciplined forces with capacity building to enhance law and order. Attempts are underway to increase scholarships for these critical sectors.
The things we've been able to do with support for the institutions here, like the police, we've got some good high-level training going on with the Fiji police to help them for the future, and with the military. We've got the young officer cadets going to Sandhurst for army training and Dartmouth for naval training shortly.
He adds RFMF has engaged in important international peacekeeping duties in most dangerous places, and that is something the UK needs to support in the near future. Senia Nimboila, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, Church Youth Group feeds the hungry. And successful Fijian profiles Fiji's most decorated Olympian. Stay with us. Welcome back, you're with FBC News. Now, feeding the hungry and homeless isn't something people think about every day. But for a youth group in Lautoka, this has become their mission. The program is run by young men from the notorious neighborhood of Natokawanga and has been ongoing for close to 2 years now. Alan Stoltz tells us more.
So we are just educating this younger brother of mine not to go that way.
Youth group founder Choseteki Lambalamba started the group to help young people in his neighborhood stay out of trouble. He knows all too well the dangers associated with criminal activities, as he is a reformed citizen who, as a youngster, was in and out of prison also.
Some, they have that kind of problem. They can't share their problem. What they do, they just go into drugs, they go do other things. You know, and that's what we are just trying to do, just to help them.
Not everyone fed by the group is homeless or without family, as Merea Vimbi told me.
Some people here come from broken homes. They're forced out of their family homes by their relatives. Others are here because they have marital problems and have been kicked out.
The youth group is run by about 40 people from the neighborhood who collect money and come out to feed the needy every fortnight.
These men, good men. These men, everything help us, give the food, everything.
It's not much, but it's a hot, home-cooked meal that fills the bellies of those on the streets and also helps these youth become more responsible.
I think the Lord has blessed us, giving us jobs.
Lambalamba says he only wishes the government could invest in a place for the homeless so these people can get a good night's sleep out from the cold of the streets. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
Fulton Hogan Highways has intensified its pothole repair schedule for Central and the Eastern Divisions following the heavy downpour last week. Area Manager Ashish Chand says the crew are doing their best to repair fresh potholes that appeared as a result of the heavy rain. He says the crew are patching the main highway on the Queen's Road and Kings Road, as well as Ratandovi Road, Fletcher Road, McGregor Road and River Street. Chan says the crew works around peak hour traffic with 16 teams currently out on the roads. Repairs will continue this week. Meanwhile, about 2,000 motorists in Vishnudeo Road, Nakasi can expect improved conditions once Fulton Hogan upgrades portions of the road. Stabilizing supervisor Inia Hughes says the 170-meter section succumbed to the elements, producing numerous potholes. The road branches off to Kings Road, about 6 kilometers away from Nosori, and services one primary school as well as two other secondary schools. Vishnudeo Road, which was neglected for a number of years, is part of the Fiji Roads Authority rehabilitation program. Sometimes you have to go an extra mile to break through your limitation and achieve something in life. In this week's Successful Fijian, we take a look at the success of Carl Probert, who's been to more Olympic Games than any other Fijian. Kelly Vidala has the story.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Carl Harvey Probert is a 5-time Olympic swimmer and a national record holder. He swam for Fiji from the 1992 to the 2008 Olympic Games. Swimming, he says, is in his blood.
My dad swam, my aunt swam. I didn't start till I was really late. It is one of those sports that I tried, and it took me a while to stick with it. I was the smallest swimmer for a long time. I was by no means the right physique or the right size to swim, but I just kept at it, and it's you just train hard and sort of never give up, I guess.
Probert finished high school at one of the most prominent institutions in Suva before moving overseas, and even then excelled in the pool.
I went to high school right through from kindergarten to Form 6 at Yatsen. Then I went to Australia, did a foundation year, and got into the University of New South Wales, studied there. Graduated with social science and policy degree, majoring in economics. And then after a few years, because I'd still been swimming, went back to university because I got a partial sports scholarship at the University of Sydney, and got a Masters of Commerce.
Probert competed for Fiji at the 2002 Commonwealth Games, at the 2006 Commonwealth Games, and at the 2007 World Aquatics Championships. He says one of his major challenges was trying to balance family and his swimming career, and sometimes trying to take the easier way out when he felt like giving up.
I guess being the smallest swimmer in the team and basically believing that you could just put in the work and get the result. Having to travel overseas to go to university, and not knowing where I was going to find a coach. Fortunately, the coach found me at the university and got me into the university team and swam. And then family, trying to balance work and family with sporting commitments. There's always times where you want to give up. It's easier not to do it than to do it. And it's always the harder path to choose, to put in the work, and rather than stop and just feel like you want to do what you want. But the harder path it always presents a lot more reward. It challenges.
The 40-year-old national swimmer still remembers how it felt like to be part of his first Olympics, representing Fiji at a young age.
I can't tell you how, what an awesome feeling it was when I first walked into the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona in 1992. Being a 15, 16-year-old boy that's going to the Olympics and marching into the Olympic Games, it's absolutely unbelievable.
Even though Probert has moved on from his swimming career, he still enjoys a little local competition every now and then.
I still swim, to stay fit, and local competitions. And now I've got other roles within Fastenok and the IOC, still in sport. And that's the sporting side of my life, which I'm really grateful for and very excited to still be a part of.
Robert has an impressive display of medals and trophies from swimming competitions. He's now waiting for the day someone breaks his national swimming record. Kelly Bavala, FBC News.
Successful Fijians was brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Still to come, Rewa thrashes Draketi for BOG semi-final. And Serua to hold a celebration for Ben Ryan. This and more coming up. Welcome to FBC Sports. And the semi-final of the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants has been confirmed. Now in the first semi-final at 2 p.m, Lambasa will take on Suva at Nosori's Ratudakambao Park. And the second semi-final, an undefeated and in-form Lautoka will take host and defending champions Rewa. You can watch the commentaries of both the matches on Radio Fiji 2 with Voice of Soccer Raymond Stoddard. The Lambasa football side beat Bar 4-0 in the last pool match of the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants at Ratudakambao Park. Lambasa's goals were scored by Gabriel Matanisinga, Ravinesh Karan Singh, Christopher Wasasala and Leone Damundamu. Here are the highlights.
Matanisinga headed infield, in comes the shot and Ravinesh Karan, and the ball held spill free. On the broadcast side, Lolai Valu, and a good one for Christopher Wasasala. And Christopher Wasasala. There's the corner kick, comes from Edwin Shaim, a deep one, and Leone Damundamu. And Leone Damundamu in the 45th minute of play.
The Suva football team held Nandi to a 0-0 draw in its last pool match in the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants. Both teams had numerous chances to score but failed to make it count. Suva needed a draw to qualify for the semi-final with 5 points, while Nandi has been bundled out of the competition. An Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants defending champion Rewa completed its pool match in style, thumping Draketi 8-1. Rewa started strong with Epeli Saukuru and Savinatha Nakalevu scoring 3 goals each, while Joseph Mishra and Simeone Maikali scored 1 each. Penisokia scored the lone goal for Draketi. Rewa stylish striker Iosefo Verevo will miss the semi-final against Lautoka next week due to a suspension. Now, 24 villagers in the province of Serua will gather at the Uprising Beach Resort tomorrow to celebrate the Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan's achievement. Since Ryan publicly declared that he is from Serua, the province has decided to honor its adopted son. Melitavanga reports.
Rokotui Serua Leone Rangamundo says celebrations have taken place in all major centers, but there was no way that the province could miss out.
There is a planned program for an exciting celebration that will take place. The province of Serua, in conjunction with Uprising Beach Resort, like to acknowledge the coach of the Fiji Sevens team, Mr. Ben Ryan, for declaring to Fiji and declaring to the world that he is from Serua.
He says part of the program also includes a surprise gift for the coach who has been dubbed a son of Serua.
Token of the achievement, the Vunivalu of Serua have spoken and have mentioned that Ben is also the namesake of the Vunivalu. The Vunivalu of Serua is Ratupeni Letenera. Tomorrow's ceremony will be an exciting one where the son of Serua, Ratupeni Raini Letenera, is or will be also given a gift, a special gift from the Chiefly household.
The celebration will be hosted at the very spot where Ben Ryan and his gold medalist gladiators spent time preparing for Rio Olympics, the Uprising Beach Resort ground, at 1 p.m. tomorrow. The people of Serua have opened their doors to every Fijian to join in the celebrations tomorrow. Meli Tabanga, FBC Sports.
New Zealand remains on top of the Rugby Championship standings after beating Australia's Wallabies 29-9 in the second Rugby Championship Bledisloe Cup match in Wellington. The All Blacks outscored Australia by 4 tries to none, earning a second try bonus point and leading the standings with 10 points. The result also means that the All Blacks have retain the Bledisloe Cup, having held it since 2003. The All Blacks will now meet Argentina at 7:35 p.m. next Saturday, while Australia will clash with South Africa at 10:05 p.m. Argentina's earned a historic first-ever 26-24 victory over South Africa in a rugby championship match in Salta this morning. The Pumas beat South Africa in Durban in the rugby championship last year, but this is their first on home soil and their third victory in the rugby championship. Argentina were on top in the first half and deservedly held a 13-3 lead, but the Boks produced an improved performance after the break to stake their match-winning claims, but still came up short in the end. Well, fine weather prevailed over the country today. A trough of low pressure lies just slow moving over Tuvalu. Meanwhile, an easterly wind flow prevails over most Pacific Island countries. Warm temperatures over most parts of the group today. Ba pulling a high of 31 degrees. Suva and Savu ended the day at 27 degrees Celsius. For tomorrow, you can expect more fine weather over the Fiji group. And looking further ahead, fine apart from isolated brief showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. It will be cool at night once again. East to northeast winds 20 to 25 knots. Rough seas are expected. Moderate southeast swells. Recapping the main stories. 2 people have died in separate accidents, one involving an ambulance. Land Transport Authority warns driving schools against helping people obtain illegal licenses. And Church Youth Group feeds the homeless in Lautoka. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. We move on to our poll question. And this week we are asking, should Osea Kolinisau be the future Sevens coach? To answer, visit our FBC website. Now you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. If you're on Twitter, you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Mrs. Manin Rabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold Vinaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Pro Resort and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic hit music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Lautoka. I like Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.